Hi there, Michael Griffiths here, founder of Referral Marketing Guru, and welcome to this week's Get More Referrals Today podcast. Today, I want to talk to you about marketing, client acquisition, sales, all of that fun stuff. In fact, it's all the stuff that most business owners hate unless they're in marketing. But even in that, I wouldn't say we're in marketing. What we're in is a bigger picture. Because what does marketing actually do? Why do you actually go and get exposure? What are you trying to do with your marketing? That and so much more is what we're going to dive into in this week's Get More Referrals Today podcast. So if this is the first time you joined us, welcome. So great to be able to have you with us. Make sure you hit that subscribe button wherever you are listening to this podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Referral Marketing Guru, or across any of our social platforms. Just search Michael Griffiths and you will get every single episode every single week. So let's get into marketing and sales, because in all honesty, very few businesses like having to do it. They would just love to be able to turn up, engage with potential clients and onboard them and then deliver their particular service. Like, if you just give me the ability to be able to talk to somebody who's already interested in what I do, see if they're a fit, and then help them with what it is I do. That would be the ideal business. Okay? But the problem is most people don't have what I would call a client acquisition system. Because in all honesty, that's what we want. If we had a client acquisition system, then we would have the ability to be able to talk to people who are already interested in what we do, already understood that we could help them. And we would then be able to go, oh yeah, I can see how I could help you, or I can see how my service would be able to help you. And from there, be able to onboard them and deliver our amazing service. We spend so much time, effort, money, resources thinking around how do I get that to happen? And that's where, to me, the problem occurs for the majority of business owners. Because the majority of business owners are thinking about what channel should I be using? Do I go to networking events? Do I build referrals partners? Do I use Google? Do I use Facebook? Do I use Instagram? Do I use TikTok? Do I put up things on YouTube? And in the end, they go round and round and round and round and round, getting exposure through the channel. But in the end, it doesn't lead them anywhere. See, to me, there are really sort of three key elements to what I would call a client acquisition system, like something that works with or without you. And preferably, you'd want it to be able to work without you. Okay? Now, whether that's someone else doing it for you, whether it's a team, whether that's someone, a third-party person, you still need three elements within this client acquisition system. The middle element is actually the most important. So I'm going to start there. You need an attraction tool. That is the most important element out of all pieces of this client attraction system. How are you going to know who actually has the pain point that you solve and who is interested in speaking to you to find a solution? That's what the attraction tool does. So some people, you might call it a lead magnet, but to me, it's the wrong language. Great, you got a lead. Who cares? I fill in details, a third email address at Hotmail and another name anytime I just want to check stuff out. I'm not a lead for their business. I never was. So if you saw it as a lead, then you're mistaken. And that's a huge problem that a lot of businesses face right now. See, people have just learned that they've got a Gmail address, they've got a Hotmail address. They can just say, hey, I'm Peter thanks for registering Peter at hotmail.com. And they're not going to get bombarded. They're not going to get called. They don't even have to look at it. See, unfortunately, that happens more and more and more within society. So your attraction tool has to be something which in the end allows you to actually go, these are serious people who have the pain point that I solve and are actually looking for a solution. That's why with our tribe, within Partnership Club, we're always about the attraction tool being something that can be interactive, that people can learn from. It can improve their lives in some way. So that might be a webinar, it might be a masterclass, it might be a Q&A, it might be a closed door training, whatever it might be like that. So people will then register to be able to come along. Now, someone's not going to register to come along unless they have the pain point and they're looking for a solution. You see, that's what the attraction tool is all about. It's about actually being able to segment and be able to segregate who's actually interested and everybody else. So if you don't have that first piece within your business, it doesn't matter if you're doing YouTube videos, posting on social media every single day, going to networking events, because in essence, you don't know who actually are the people you should be speaking to and spending time with versus the people who've got no idea. And that's why then people then have to send emails assuming, got one just this morning, where the email goes, and we can help you get government grants for your staff and employees. Well, if you actually knew our business, we don't have staff and employees. We've got a whole bunch of offshore people. We've got people who are onshore that are contractors. Our business model is very different to traditional business. So rather than assuming, you've actually got to ask questions to find out whether we are somebody who you should be talking to or not. Because honestly, with what you do and how you do it, and I'm sure you're amazing at it, we're actually not a candidate. But because they don't have a key attraction tool, they don't know that. So therefore, they waste time, effort, resources, energy, just bombarding everybody because they don't actually really know who are the people who have the pain point and who are looking for a solution. So that's the attraction tool piece. It comes in the middle of the client acquisition system, but it's the most important piece. So the front piece, the piece that comes before, I call it, I suppose, piece one, client attraction tools, piece two, are the channels. How are you going to get that client attraction tool exposure? Now, you could use lots of channels. I'm about to speak to somebody shortly who gets like an 8 times return on Google Ads. Perfect. That's a channel that works. Then they think, oh, maybe I want to run Facebook ads too. And then they go, oh, we're pretty good with SEO. They're all channels. We focus on 3 channels. We focus on strategic partners to be able to get more exposure for our attraction tool. We focus on building a prospect network. So we focus on behind the scenes going and finding out who are the people who potentially have the pain point because they could be our ideal type of client. We work with service professionals, so we build a circle of service professionals. Now, not all of those people are interested. And that's what the attraction tool will be able to segment those that are interested versus those that aren't interested. So you need a way to be able to build an audience. CRM, social platforms, they're 2 great places for building an audience of your potential ideal client. And the third way is we send direct invites. So we're lucky we've got a whole bunch of software that we use for ourselves as well as for our clients, where this first phase of getting exposure just happens every day. Our team can just hit play and away it runs. Our clients don't have to worry about how am I going to get exposure to my attraction tool. It just happens for them every single day. So the channels are the first piece. The attraction tool, most important, is the second piece. And that's because the channels send people to see the attraction tool. And then they can decide, That's for me. That's my pain point. Oh, that might be able to help me or not. So if they decide that's for me or that might be able to help me, where do they go? They now come into your pipeline. So the third thing that you need in your client acquisition system is your nurturing system. How are you then going to deepen the relationship with those people, strengthen the bond, gain the trust, so that those people can then actually understand how you might be able to help them and be willing to give you a go. Channels, attraction tool, nurturing system. When you have those three things in place, all you end up having to do is then be able to talk to people who actually are interested, have the pain point, and believe that you might be able to be their solution. If they are, great, they become clients. If not, great, but you decide that. So you can start to see marketing and sales it's not about marketing and sales. It's about how do I actually have a system that is going to acquire me more clients month in, month out? And more importantly, how am I going to have that system where it's going to work without me, and all I need to be doing is deepening relationships, strengthening bonds and trust, and then seeing, would I like this person to be a client or not? Can I actually really help this person or not? And that's the only part that you need to do or should be doing. So when I look at our Partnership Club tribe and what we actually do for them, is that we run the three channels so that they're getting exposure to their attraction tool every single day. Thousands of people every single day see their attraction tool. Then from there, those people will make a decision. Yes, that's what I need right now. That's a priority of mine. Or I can see how that's going to solve my pain point. So now they're coming to their pipeline. New lead. We get minimum 50 new leads for our clients every single month with this system. Then from there, they can go and nurture them. They can build relationships with them. They can deepen the bonds with them. They can increase the trust with them. They can see, can they actually help them or not? When you look at your marketing and sales right now, do you really have a client acquisition system, or are you really sort of throwing mud at the wall, hoping that it sticks? There's three key elements: the channels, the attraction tool, the nurture system. When you get those three working really well, with or without you, that's when you acquire clients on a consistent basis. Hopefully that's been super helpful, a little bit insightful for you to be able to start thinking about your three elements. Do you have them? Are they working? Could they be better? You don't need to be spending hours and hours and hours and hours on marketing every single week. It doesn't need to happen. You need a system that is going to run with or without you, that's going to put the qualified people into your pipeline for you then to be able to nurture and deepen relationships with. That's where your time should be being spent. Because in essence, they buy you before they buy what you can do for them. As always, hope that's been super helpful. Can't wait to catch you next week. If you need any help whatsoever in building a client acquisition system, in growing your business, in being able to consistently get new clients every single month, make sure you reach out, support@michaelgriffiths.com.au, or leave a comment below. Always touch base. If you've got any questions, again, either email support@michaelgriffiths.com.au or leave a comment below, and more than happy to be able to answer them for you. Till next week, take care, and we'll speak to you real soon. See you later, all.